What you're about to hear is an extract from our weekly podcast. If you want access to the full thing, you can get it right now over on our Patreon page at patreon.com/prettygoodgaming. Or you can wait till next Wednesday when it goes live to everyone. Cheers. Thanks. Sayonara. Let's talk about cowboys. Let's talk about Wild West Online, okay? This is a story that's interested us in the office. Let's start at the beginning. Red Dead Redemption 2 screenshot leaked recently, single player. It got a lot of buzz on the internet. Yeah. Whoa, it looks so awesome. Turns out it wasn't Red Dead Redemption 2. It was Wild West Online. The plot is in the title. It's an MMO where you are a cowboy. It's kind of inspired by Django Unchained, Unforgiven, Westworld, Red Dead Redemption. They've stated it all. It looks good. Straight away, you look at it and you go, wow, that looks nice. The animations, guys, you weren't sold on, were you? Very DayZ, I think, one of you guys said.
There's just something about those games, the animation and everything, it's just, there's like a gut feeling that that looks like DayZ. And I don't know what it is. It's because DayZ was the first one that I played that was an armor game that wasn't armor. It was a zombie game. So whenever, the Warzy, all these old games, all these H1Z1, all these like survival games and stuff, they all kind of look like DayZ. And there's just something about it, and this was one of them, like Wild West Online. Even though it was a flipping cowboy game, I didn't know who was making it or anything. My gut reaction was, that looks like DayZ.
Which is interesting, because we'll get on to zombies in just a moment. At face value, it's got nice environments, and you've got the whole thing that Gaz likes, where it's third person, but when you shoot, it goes into first person. He's a fan of stuff like that. It's got, on the outside looking at something for everybody. On paper, why wouldn't you like this game? You can be a bandit, you can be a sheriff, you can buy a ranch and be a farmer, you can live in the woods and just live off the fat of the land like George and Lenny and shit like that. You've got the opportunity for free DLC. They're going to give out a mountainous terrain. They're going to give out a map based in Mexico. A lot of free stuff. Sounds great, right? You'd think everyone would be excited about it, right, guys?
Yeah.
But they're not, are they?
No, not at all. To do it. Wrong.
False. People they're shriveling up. They don't want to talk about this game, right? And if you're not aware of why, 2 words, baby. Sergei Titov. There is a mere rumour that this guy is involved in the game, and it's enough to make people...
It's actually stated as fact in a couple of articles that I read. There is a connection with Titov or whatever.
Yeah, well, we'll get into that in just a moment, because, we do have a statement from the developers themselves, who are 612 Games. So before we get into that particular, let's talk about Sergey, your boy, Sergey. A little bit of context. DayZ, mildly popular game you may have heard of, about zombies and stuff. Armor mod
kind of like Battlegrounds.
Yeah. Hammerpoint Games, the developers of The War Z. Have you heard of that one? AKA Infestation Survivor Stories. Yeah. Notoriously, one of it's pure Jimquisition bait, that, isn't it?
Yeah. Slaughtering grounds level kind of obnoxiousness, when it's like they don't care about the product and they just care about the money they'll get from the product, so they put any old shit together. In this case, based on another game that already exists, strongly, it's just a complete rip-off of DayZ. I don't even know if it exists anymore. But
you still get it.
You can still buy it.
I think it's been called Infestation World now.
Christ,
so they've changed the name again.
This is what I'm on about. And if time something goes wrong, he thinks he's got some sort of internet invisibility cloak where he can just change it and people won't notice. Like, that is an insult. Speaking of insults, he is known for silencing criticism on his game, and this is one thing he's notorious for, as well as slinging shit back. He calls people, the only people that won't like this game are extreme DayZ fanboys. Just general, think of like Phil Fish. Can't control his emotions, and he shouldn't really be in charge of game development. A notorious overpromiser as well, but in a dangerous way.
In a more cynical way. In a not hopeful Sean Murray, maybe I can pull this off kind of way. It's more like when you trust me, this is going to be in the game, and then he just has no intention of putting it in.
When you think of Sean Murray, when he's overpromising, it still comes from like a good place.
Yeah, it's not coming from he says you can drive cars, you can't drive cars. It's as simple as that. Speaking of cars, Big Rigs. You guys know Big Rigs?
Yeah.
He's buying that. That fucking horrible game.
We should maybe show footage of that just to emphasise how bad this was. It's famously terrible.
This is on the Stellar Stones. Don't keep track of all these company names because there's too many of them to care. One of the worst abominations in gaming history, like Superman on the N64 you were saying earlier, weren't you?
Yeah.
And there's this. This is terrible. It's like a truck racing game. There's rumour that he's something to do with this, and immediately the one word that comes up more than anything else, scam. Yeah. It's a scam. Would the reputation of one man put you off buying a game?
This is the thing, isn't it? We don't know for sure, really, what the connection is until they've kind of read out the statement.
I'll do that.
Okay. Because just to explain what the situation
Yeah, so the internet are just chomping at the bit. They want to hate this game because of Sergei Titov. 616 are the developers of this game, and they've got quite an impressive roster. Like, between them, the team have worked on League of Legends, COD 4, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, Neverwinter Night. Some big titles there. Yeah. And so they've released a statement. They were asked directly, is Sergei Titov developing the game? They said, no, Sergei Titov is not involved in the development of this game. But yes, we use a game engine developed and supported by one of his companies. However, 616 Games is neither a subsidiary of Free Reign, which is his new shtick, nor financed by Free Reign or Sergei Titov. He hasn't got like a financial stake in if the game as well. He's kind of just leased out this engine.
So there is a connection. It's a loose one.
The terrible, terrible engine that powers all his terrible games is being used to power Wild West Online.
Which has probably not been made by him.
It's not so much, the risk in reality is not so much that he is going to make the game bad, it's that the engine isn't very good. That is what you should take from that as a logical, like rational reader of news and information. You'll just look at that and go, right, so the game engine might not be good. Hopefully the studio can optimize it properly and make it work for them. Just the mere mention of his name is enough to make people write the game off entirely. Where there's like complete Reddit threads and conversations about, about why this game is a complete write-off. Don't worry about it. We've got Red Dead Redemption coming anyway. That's going to have online. All that kind of stuff. Is people are writing it off based on the
mere name, the mere suggestion, which is his name is the poison in the well, really. Like I'm saying, he works for a company, or he co-owns a company. I'm sure he didn't really develop this engine. He might have like overlooked something from a distance. He's not a board member of this company. His company's leased the engine, the development team seem different. If this is true, and this is the thing, already people are like, so maybe he's in cahoots with them and they're avoiding that. Because that's one thing this guy is good at. When he gets wind that people realise he's around, he changes the company name. He hides himself. I'm surprised he's not got
he might have typed up that statement himself.
People don't trust it. So even when someone says, no, it's not Sergei, people are going, yeah, right, Sergei.
Yeah. So, but there's one blatant and obvious solution to this, which is the solution to all gaming-related problems. Just wait for the reviews. Don't pre-order it. Wait till the critics have done their job and played it for you and said, yes, this is good, or no, this is bad. Just wait for that and then get it. Like, you don't have to pre-order it. You don't have to jump in now. You don't have to buy it before the reviews are out at all. You don't have to buy it after the reviews are out. There's no obligation on you to buy this. But there's no reason you should write it off either. Like, wait.
Yeah.
Just wait
That's
for the reviews.
Important thing to put as well, because it's like, at the same time, people don't want to give this guy a chance. 7 games they think he's made and 7 scams, people would argue. It's just the mere association of this guy is enough to write off what looks like a very ambitious, I will say it's ambitious, MMO. And we talk about this quite a bit in the office, don't we? Space and sort of like Middle-earth style stuff, dragons and sorcerers and stuff. Both quite well done in MMOs. Space for a Western MMO, isn't there? It would make sense, you're a frontiersman or you're a cowboy, whatever. I like the idea of that. I think it's something that's not been tapped into, and with the popularity of the TV show Westworld, which is almost kind of based in a video game, almost. There is a thirst for it, I think.
You look at this though, and there's an obvious market for this, right? And you also look at Grand Theft Auto 5's role-playing community, for how popular that's been. If Rockstar, which I'm pretty convinced that this is what they're doing, they won't just do GTA 5 on GTA Online but Western. I'm quite convinced that they're going to have seen the role-playing community stuff, the popularity of Westworld, the rise of games like Wild West Online, and then the online for Red Dead, I'm pretty sure will be more of like an RP experience where you're not playing John Marston character, you're playing any character that you want. And you can buy, because you can buy flats, you can buy property, you can buy vehicles, you can do all kinds of stuff in GTA Online, which would translate really, really well in Red Dead. You already had like the cattle herding stuff in Red Dead Redemption, so there's already scope for doing just like jobs, tasks and stuff. So they could really
make an MMO
it would make
light
so much sense. To have a server of 32 people, but like you've got a farm, or you've got, you know what I mean?
Be like run a saloon,
exactly.
Like be the sheriff and deputies.
There's a lot. GTA Online's been massive, hasn't it? Successful wise, and like you're saying, the Twitch community, something that I guess wasn't really knocking about in some of their other titles. I can see that. I think it would be dreadfully embarrassing for these guys to put so much effort in, and then Rockstar sweep them under the rug with the polish that Rockstar are quite well known for.
It would make sense for them to do it as well, I think.
Yeah, they've got quite the monopoly on the online free roaming console, especially the console generation. So that's a look at Wild West MMO, whatever it's called.
Wild West Online.
Wild West Online, right?
You're almost there.
There's that. It's just an interesting talking point, I think. Has the developer of a game ever put you off? I imagine a lot of people will say this about Sean Murray. The mere suggestion that Sean Murray is the developer of a game might put people off. Like Liam said though earlier, it's Sean Murray, it was coming from a good place. Thanks a lot for watching this podcast extract. Remember to like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe subscribe if you want to see some new gaming content every single day. And remember to check out Patreon if you want the full podcast right now. See you next time.